Hello YouTubers. 10 gauge dove loads. That's right. I've designed a load for doves in the 10 gauge. Now here, it's a conventional 3.5 inch 10 gauge shell. And here, in comparison, you can see the difference. And this is taken off of a recipe for ducks, but I've slowed down the velocity considerably. I don't need 1,700 feet per second to kill a dove. So, and I'm not using my pump because I'd have to change the plug in it, because in Oregon you can only hunt with a gun that has 3 shell capacity. So I'm going to use double barrel. Now, this is what I usually use for doves, 20 gauge, or I'll use a 12 gauge over and under, and there's 10 gauge. It literally is twice as much gun. But anyway, rather than test it on a pattern board, I've came to this location. I'm going to see if there's any doves. We'll test it on the real thing. Once again, for comparison, here's regular 3.5 inch 10 gauge shell, 20 gauge shell that would more commonly be used for doves, and one of my 10 gauge dove loads. It doesn't really have hardly any more pellets than 20 gauge, but it has the advantage of the larger bore, and in this case it's full choke, so you know, if the bird's close, you got to watch it because you can destroy it. But on the same token, you can reach way out, which with doves, I've missed doves simply because they've been far enough away that there was a big enough hole in the pattern it didn't hit them, even though it was directly on them. So if I get close enough. There's one. Let's see what condition it's in. It's actually still alive, barely.
As you can see, I did score a dove with the 10 gauge. First time I've ever shot one of those homemade dove loads, and pretty much blew its tail off. That's why it was still alive, but I got enough of the body to where it couldn't really escape. So, but probably if I'd hit it directly, it would have been too close. But I mean, I could have used the pump, and I could have put a bigger choke in it, like improved cylinder or skeet, and that would have been okay. But I didn't want to try to figure out another plug length for it, so I just grabbed the double barrel, because it can only hold 2 shells, so it's legal no matter what size shell you shoot through it. But anyway, turns out the load appears to be a success. It'll probably work on quail as well, and pheasants if they're not too far out. So anyway, it was number 5 shot, in case you were wondering. 3/4 ounce number 5. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.